What is up, my dudes? Welcome to Storytime with the Reddit Fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're going to be looking at a few different subreddits. We've got some r/tales from your server, r/tales from the pizza guy, r/tales from call centers, r/tales from tech support, and r/tales from the customer. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Someone just ordered delivery online. 1 minute before close. Posted by user Mr. Topher. Fuck people like this. Like, yeah, we are technically still open, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. It's fucking rude. Edit. To the people telling me to do my job. I did my job. His food was made perfectly, and it was delivered to him very quickly. If they had left a review, I'm confident it would have been 5-star. I always serve rude customers professionally and politely, but that doesn't change the fact that they shouldn't be rude. You know what, OP, I've worked in restaurants, and you are so right. I've had people walk in, like literally 2-3 minutes before close in a full restaurant and expect full service. And we can't turn them away. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. As most people know, you start closing when it gets pretty slow, right? So you're cleaning everything up, you're putting away food for the day. It's slow. You haven't seen customers in like an hour and a half, and then these fucking jerks walk in the door and you got to serve them. So I feel for you. I definitely do. It's bullshit. When I order delivery, I leave a note to meet out front / call me outside. Posted by user NGHTHWK652. If the delivery driver ignores this, I tip a lot less than normal. I have 2 big dogs that I cannot control when the doorbell is rung, and I don't want them jumping on the delivery person when I open the door. So I put the delivery instructions to meet out front and or call me. Very much like how Uber Eats has you meet the driver at their car. Am I the asshole if I tip less if they ignore this delivery instruction? I wouldn't say you're the asshole. I wouldn't call you an asshole because, like, they're supposed to be providing you a service. And if they're causing you an inconvenience, then I would support tipping them a little bit less because they're not reading instructions, which would also kind of lead you to believe that maybe they didn't listen to your cooking instructions as well. So I can understand that. That being said, delivery drivers don't get paid nearly enough for what they do. There's a high rise in people getting jumped for pizzas now. They'll call a pizza just to rob the person. Like, you gotta, and what they get is barely covering their gas. Like, just think about that for a second. So they are providing a service. So if you're upset with that service, by all means, don't give them a very generous tip. You should still give them like the minimum amount, just because they are doing a job. You don't know what's affected them throughout that day. Like, don't be a total asshole. Like, but it's clear that the OP said he's still, or she was planning on tipping them anyway, so that's not up for question. Why do some people order delivery and then run off somewhere? Posted by user Siren Wings X. I had a triple. They were already behind. 2 of them had really good tips already added. Normally, I run tipped orders first. It breaks my heart when a customer tips ahead and gets their food late. But I decided to take first up instead, and I regretted it. I get to my first customer, knock on the door, and there's no answer. So I get my phone and call. I'm waiting and waiting, and as I'm about to leave the food on the doorstep and leave, I get a reply. They'll be there in 3 minutes. So I hold out a little bit longer, but that 3 minutes has become 6. So I text again saying I have to leave. I have 2 other orders I need to take, and would it be okay to just leave it at the door? It's already been paid for, just not tipped. At that point, I had decided I probably wasn't getting a tip from this customer anyway. The order was late before it left the store, and the others were still in the car. No reply. I gave it a little more time and decided, fuck the tip. I probably ain't getting one anyway. and texted again saying I had to go. I'm leaving it at the door. I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do. I had to deliver 2 more orders, and this customer was holding me up. We were rushed from the moment I came in till the last half hour before close, and we only had 3 drivers and a 4th no-showed. The races are going on this week, so we've been slammed all week. I profusely apologized to both my customers after that one for their food being late. The first one was understanding, the second one not so much. She told me I should have left that one sooner and brought hers first. And you know what? She was probably right. I've heard stories of people I know that are drivers for not just pizza places, but for other places, and the customer would call and be like, I need this right now, it's an emergency, I need this, and they go there and they're not even there. And they call, well, I just stepped out, I'm in the bathroom. They're not even there. They see them pull up in front. It's like, if you're gonna say that you're gonna be somewhere at a certain time, then be there at a certain time. And that's also right, like, you should take what comes first, because that's how it shouldn't go by who's tipped. Like, that's a little not right, but I think after all the experiences I've heard about and have gone through myself, I would have just left it. If they weren't there, I would have just left it. Nope, sorry, not waiting. Bye. That time, a customer tipped me on my Cash App, posted by that user pack. This isn't a new customer, or an every now and then kind of customer who orders. This customer orders, I would say, almost on the regular. Like, maybe skip a few days at a time. Not sure how many times the other drivers have delivered to him, but I know it's almost always me when I work, and he's a very chill dude. I delivered to him a few days ago, like this past Thursday, if I remembered correctly, to his job. He told me that I should let him know when it's me coming, so he could tip me like $20. Fast forward to yesterday, Sunday, he ordered again, and his delivery landed on my turn again, except this time it was to his home instead of his work. So I texted him on the way there like how I usually do to customers I deliver to. I said, hey, it's me again, on my way. Then he replied and asked me if I had Cash App. I took a screenshot of my Cash App username and sent it to him. Fast forward to a little more like 30 minutes to an hour into the night, and I get a notification that he sent $20 to my Cash App, on top of the normal tip. He also tipped $6 on the card receipt. I wasn't really expecting him to be serious, so that caught me off guard. So overall, yesterday was a good day. Sounded like it. Holy shit, that's a nice tip. What a nice dude, man. Look, you're lucky you got customers like that. Most of them just either don't tip at all or try to get away with the bare minimum. So that's a nice customer to have. Keep that rapport with them for sure. Schrodinger's reservations, posted by user Kazzy Cartoons. According to this lady, as in, exists until she can see plenty of empty tables. Then, upon being informed that they are reserved, which is why we're on a wait, well, we don't know if they're going to show up or not. We're a tiny seafood restaurant on a busy tourist street in uptown New Orleans during an art festival, and she had 6 people in her party, and obviously doesn't know how the fuck reservations work. I think I'm too dumb to get this one because I'm reading the comments and everybody's like complimenting her or him on the title. And I know what Schrodinger is all about. I understand the whole Schrodinger's thing, but I'm confused. How is... Please explain this story to me. I'm just not getting it. I'm just not understanding how it relates to Schrodinger's cat. How? Please, I don't know. My brain's not working. Just please, somebody explain it to me. Give me a $5 pizza or I'll call the cops. Posted by user Heron Stairs Bro. About 20 minutes before I was due to leave, we received a phone call. My manager told me to answer it, so I did. I will be the me, and the asshole will be the caller. Me. Hi, thank you for calling Place I Work. My name is Heron Stairsbro. How can I help you tonight? Asshole. I'd like one of your $5 pizzas. Me. I'm sorry, we aren't doing the $5 pizza deal anymore. We haven't done it since July or so. Asshole. Y'all raised the price? How much do they cost now? Me. Company rose the price. Yes, they're $6.99 now. Asshole. You're kidding me. Me. Afraid not, sir. Sorry. Asshole. I'm gonna call the cops. Me. Done with shit today. Do it. Asshole. I will. I'm going to call the cops if you don't give me a $5 pizza. Me. Do it then. Asshole. Me. Good night, sir. I then proceeded to hang up and made my way outside to where my manager was doing trash. I relayed to her what happened, and I surprisingly didn't get in trouble for telling the guy to go ahead and call the cops. She told me she would have said the same thing, LMAO. He didn't call back while I was there, nor did a bunch of squad cars show up demanding I give this man a $5 pizza. I would have paid to hear that phone call. It's like, people call the cops for stupid shit these days, like the dumbest shit ever. I watched a video of some grandma who wanted to call the cops because somebody broke a bottle in a park or something, and these kids offered to clean it up, but she's like, no, we need to call the cops. We need to take care of this. Like, lady, the cops have better things to be doing with their time. Like, I hate people like this. They're so clueless, and these are voters. Ugh. Oh my god. Okay, let's keep going. Such an amazing table. Posted by user Shan_the_Kara. So I was working last night, and a regular table came in. This table, I adore. They have been coming since we first opened. It's a couple that always complimented me and was fine if things took a while. I didn't work on Friday, the night that they usually come in. I told them last week that I wasn't working the following Friday, and they asked why. It was my birthday, so I took the night off. So when they came in, they sat down in their regular seats, and I gave them their menus while chatting about musicals. They both love musicals as well as I do, and I had just seen one, so they were curious as to how I found it. As we were chatting, she pulled a card out of her bag and gave it to me. It was a handmade birthday card in it. I was in absolute shock. I haven't ever got anything like that in work before. It was something that really made my night. They tipped then as well, even when I tried to give them a discount. Edit. Whoa, I have never had so many upvotes. When I finish my shift, I will put up a picture of the card that they made for me. Oh my god, that's so awesome. That's nice to have nice customers that, appreciate you like that. When I worked at Tim Hortons when I was a teenager, there was one guy that came in all the time. He would sit at, back in the day when there used to be like a little, like a bar almost, a bar that went across the restaurant with bar stools in front of it. He would sit there for hours drawing, and he ended up drawing a picture of a friend of mine and myself, and it was like the coolest thing I ever saw. But yeah, it's nice when those customers, they show that they appreciate that, that guy come in. I see him coming down the parking lot, and I'd have his coffee already made for him by the time he got to the counter. Like, they appreciate that service, and then they show it to you. Those are the coolest customers to have. It's awesome. I mean, not saying that you should work for getting things, but it's nice. It's a nice perk to the job. The time that it took 6 months for me to get my package. Posted by user golden_spider666. The recent top post about package issues reminded me of this story that only very recently was resolved. On mobile, forgive the formatting. Sometime last year, it was announced that the creator of my favorite video game was launching a board game spin-off of said video game on Popular Green crowdfunding website. Loved the video game. The game itself seemed fun, so I instantly backed it. The funding was hugely successful and was backed without a hitch. But come the time of everyone else getting their rewards, a copy of the game itself and some other goodies, as how it goes with most such things, Mine was nowhere to be found. But the tracking number I had got said the shipping label was created, but the shipping company had never received the package. So I emailed support, only to have them ghost me. And this continued for about 3 months. I emailed support. They went back and forth with me for a little bit, then nothing. No replies, no promises to take a look at it, and most of all, no package. So I went to Tweetland, lambasting their customer service, tagging them and the product's creator on what the holy fuck was going on and where my product was. I had already paid for it, and others were getting theirs. So they even had some regular, not special backer version of the game up on their stores and on Rainforest. They even had another crowdfunding for an expansion, and I still hadn't got my goddamn base game from 6 months ago. And I wasn't the only one that seemed to be having this issue, and was also dealing with a similar problem for another product I bought from this company before I learned how fucking horrible they are, until finally after 6 months of waiting, of dog shit level quality customer support, I received my package and my other product. And because of a fuck up, surprise, surprise, in customer support side, I got 2 of my other product. And I will never buy anything from that store again. Oh, dude. That's fucked. I had something similar happen. I ordered a Batman, I guess you call it like a satchel or like a laptop bag or something. And they were giving the runaround for months and months and months until finally having to file a claim through credit card and all that to get the money back. And then they charged it again. But it was, yeah, I don't understand. That's why I'm so skeptical when I see ads for things now. Buying online has taught me not to trust buying online for sure. You gotta be ultra careful and just research everything you're buying before you buy it. Give some unknown person across the world your money. Just be cautious, my dudes. House fire. Home security contract termination. Posted by user East Gilly Fishing. Beware of anonymous DT home security. After multiple attempts to speak to supervisors in corporate offices, they are still trying to charge us, even though we had a total loss of our house. Is this what people need in a time of grief? Bills for something that is no longer usable due to a complete loss of the secured property? Anonymous DT is one of the worst companies I have ever had the displeasure of working with. They have no clause or amendment to any section of their policies that allows a homeowner to exit a contract in the event of a total loss of property. Great. So let me just pay for security on a home that has no door and no roof on half the house, because that makes the most sense, right? This company is a joke, and I would steer clear of them for sure. Please share and get the word out about this company to protect homeowners from wasting time and money with dealing with anything like this. The issue has been resolved as of now, but it took blasting this around social media for any action to be taken. I had been on hold and transferred around too many times to count at this point and was tired of it. Holy shit. I hate insurance companies so much. It seems like they just take advantage of people. Like, car insurance, for example. Around here, it's based off of the vehicle you drive. If there's been a recent spike in accidents with the vehicle that you drive, not your vehicle, but vehicles of the same make and model and year, then your freaking insurance is gonna go up. Doesn't matter that I've had a clean driving record for my whole life, never even had a speeding ticket, but nope, my insurance is going up. Fucking bullshit. I hate insurance so much. Such a fucking scam. Sometimes it comes in handy, but for the most part, it's just a fucking scam. And here is why I loathe stores. Posted by user Donkey Tamer. For those who don't follow my posts, I work for a company who has a major US carrier as one of its clients. I sometimes post on their forum and leave sassy responses to customers because it's like therapy to me. Non-stop, back-to-back calls for an always full call queue will stress anyone out. It's not always pointing fingers at customers to stop doing the things they do. There are times where I'm with the customer 250% because they got screwed by someone else in the company. Yeah, I don't side with anyone by default. There are crappy customers, but there are also crappy reps. Now back to the title. A couple called in because they wanted to activate a new phone. Nothing crazy, pretty mundane. What caused anger was what they told me. So they ordered online, half off activation fees and no high-pressure salesman trying to push shit you don't need. I would do the same. Anyway, they go to a local store to get help for activation, waited 20 minutes before basically being told to fuck off. Guy even asked me if they didn't want to help because they didn't get a sale. Of course they did, because of that. Held my tongue, but we both knew. Remember when I mentioned backed up queues? Guy waited for 45 minutes before he got to me. I had him power on the device, and within a couple of minutes, it's active. Imagine going to a store for help, then waiting nearly an hour to droning hold music only to have a resolution in less time than it takes to make Easy Mac. All this donkey of a store rep had to do was take 2 minutes of their time to advise the customer to power on their new device, then confirm activation with a test call. Oh, it gets better. I shared the same story on a separate subreddit for that carrier and got downvoted from what appears to be triggered store reps who know that they are useless beyond anything that gets commission. Imagine if this were you, a friend, or a loved one. Imagine if a store rep was as useful as a doorknob. Imagine being on hold for nearly an hour because a store rep couldn't bother doing the most basic of assistance. Store reps are like Pokemon trainers to me. I avoid eye contact to not have them try to trap me with their bullshit. I feel at the risk of landing on r/I'm very smart. I just hate being that person that's always following protocol and you see people around you that just don't give a shit and they get away with murder. Good for you for actually being helpful. Fucking those people who downvoted you, yeah, they clearly know they're being called out, so. No, that's CONFIDENTIAL. Can you not speak English? Nope, but I can Google. Posted by user Steven FN. So, some backstory. I work for a credit company. I work in escalations. Every day, I lose a little hope in humanity. Fun times. Here's the cast. Me and a male Karen. Prior to taking the call, I had already spoken with a representative who was able to get the name of her bank. However, the customer was refusing to give the routing number. They had already given the account number to the agent, but is now claiming we are trying to steal from her since we asked for such confidential information. Me. Hello, my name is Steven FN. Whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? Karen. You have the pleasure of speaking with Karen Dipshit. Me. Yes, and the previous representative was advising me that there were some issues with processing your payment. Karen. I want to file a complaint against the previous person. They were asking for way too much information. I am an identity theft victim. Me. I do apologize, and I'm sorry to hear about that. I will review their call and speak to them directly about any issues that occurred. I will be more than happy to process your payment for you today, though. If you do not wish to give the information to another person, though, you can always pay on our... Karen. My bank account number is 69420800085. Me. Alright, and do you have your routing What the fuck? You guys do not need my routing number. I am calling the Better Business Bureau. You are asking for too much information. Can you not speak English? This is CONFIDENTIAL. Confidential. I will not give it. Me. I'm sorry? We do need the routing number to process any over-the-phone check payments. I can simply look in our database. Google, if you don't have... Why are you fucking lying to me? I know what you're doing. You're trying to take my money for yourself. Me. I can assure you that is not the case. In order for us to process a payment, we will need your route. Insert 5-minute rant about how we're stealing her information to line our pockets with her bank account, and that more than likely has no more than $50 in it. As she's ranting, I take this as an opportunity to Google her routing number. Me. I am terribly sorry for all the frustration. However, I do have your routing number, which I was able to find on your bank's website. Is it 00000000? Karen hangs up. Just, why waste your time like that? I ended up pulling the account back up an hour or so later out of curiosity. She immediately called back, added a payment source, and paid her bill. The call after mine took roughly 2 minutes. I've been screamed at by somebody for almost this exact same thing. Like, he wouldn't give me, I think I've talked about this in another video. He just would not give me any information to pull up his account, and was pissed off because I was asking so many questions, but like the minute questions he did answer didn't pull anything up in my system to find him. So he started calling me like every name in the book, and then accusing me of being in the Philippines and not in North America, and saying I had a Filipino accent. And I'm like, what? Dude, I'm Canadian, bro. Like, what? Why haven't I been contacted? Sir, your email address broke our case queue. Posted by user Quantum Dredge. I'm on the tech support team for a software company. There's a particular bug in our software that's only affecting a handful of our clients, specifically clients who registered and started using the software before a certain date. And since it's only affecting about 10 people, our development team really isn't treating the issue as an all-hands-on-deck priority, even though at least 3 of these people have threatened to cancel service if it isn't fixed soon, because the specific bug is making it so they can't use a pretty critical aspect of the software effectively. Decisions made higher than my pay grade, yada yada. So I grab a case from the queue as usual. It's a ranty sort of email from one client who is hit with the bug. We'll call him Jeff. Claiming no one's contacted him in months. He wants a status update, and if it isn't fixed by the end of October, he's canceling. Some further digging showed that we'd sent him multiple emails about this over the past month or so, but he never responded to any of them. Sent a Slack message to one of our supervisors before I respond. He tells me to hold off for a bit while he checks with the other devs. Gets back to me within a few hours. Gave me the go-ahead to send Jeff the standard, "We're still working on it. We're sorry it's taking so long. We'll get back to you when we can," response. So I do that. Within a couple words sprinkled in, letting him know what contact info we do have for him, and to let us know ASAP if that contact info is incorrect. Some people do have valid email addresses on file that simply haven't been updated in a while, and the emails are going to an inbox the person rarely checks anymore. Also tried to call, but the phone rang straight to a voicemail that hadn't been set up yet. I figure, fuck it. One day he'll call in raging, and we'll have to tell him he needs to set up his goddamn voicemail like an intelligent human being, and I send off my email. Keep in mind that my reply to his case was sent to the email address he'd sent the case in on. With that done, I close the case and peek back into the queue. There's 5 cases all of a sudden from this guy titled, "Stop! Please read!" Okay. Looks like I hit an autoresponder. I open one up and take a look. The message is just something along the lines of, "Don't use this email, use this one instead to contact us." Which I thought was odd, seeing as this guy used his email address to contact us. But I just kinda shrugged and went back to close them all out, thinking it was odd that there were 5 of them, but I figured that this was the end of it. I clicked back over to the queue. There were now 10 of those "Stop, please read" cases. Okay. The managers have a Slack bot that pings whenever a new case enters the queue. As soon as I sent off an email to that guy, that bot started going nuts. The cases were being created almost faster than the bot could keep up with. There would be between 3 to 5 new cases in the queue every few seconds. We couldn't even get to our other clients' cases for how quickly these spam cases were being populated. We eventually figured out what was happening. Basically, this guy had an autoresponder, which we knew. We have a lot of clients who leave their autoresponders on after submitting cases. God knows why, and it does create a new case in our queue. We have your standard, your case is being reviewed autoresponder when a case is submitted. The problem here is that this guy's autoresponder was somehow creating an autoresponding clusterfuck as it communicated with ours that I still don't fully understand, causing cases to just keep getting made and responded to. The Salesforce team turned off our autoresponder, which stopped the spam so it could be cleared out. I left a Slack message in our channel letting everyone know to please check the email Jeff is emailing in from if he comes back again. I don't know what they're going to do going forward, but I'm very tempted to respond to this guy's next "Why haven't I been contacted?" inquiry with "Your email is cursed. Please advise." TLDR, client's email address creates an auto-responding feedback loop similar to having Google, Alexa, and Siri all talk to each other at the same time. Chaos ensues. That's pretty awesome. That shut down your whole queue. Oh, there's those videos where people hack into, like, you know, the scammers in India. They hack into their phone systems and shit. If only they could get that to happen there, and then just completely shut down their whole center. Like, that'd be great. I want to see a video like that. Maybe there is a video like that. I might have to look around after I finish editing this video. Clearly a secret agent. Posted by user Lavissa. A story on here just reminded me of a crazy customer I had. Was booking on his iPhone 6 for a screen repair and going through the motions. I go to create a repair ticket. Me. So the iPhone 6 screen repair, that'll be X dollars. Him. Okay. Me. Now, do you have a passcode on the phone? Him. Yes. Me. Waiting to type it in. What's the passcode? Him. Why do I have to give you my passcode? This is a pretty typical complaint at this point. Some people think we'll steal their data or bank details or something, but I assure him it's for testing the touch on the screen after we put the new one on. I say sometimes you unfortunately get a faulty screen from the manufacturer, aka the dodgy supplier that the boss constantly gets ripped off by, but I didn't mention any of that, of course. And we don't want to send him home with a faulty screen. Surprisingly, after a small back and forth, he gives me his passcode, and I enter it into the repair ticket. Now comes the next stage of booking in a repair. Because we are in possession of a customer's device and for warranty, we need some basic info about them. Me. Okay, sir, almost done. I just need a couple of details, then I can print you the repair ticket. What's your first name? Him. Looks at me shocked. Why do you need my name? Me. Oh, because we have your device, we need to keep track of who it belongs to, and also for the 6-month warranty we provide for the repair. All I need is a first and last name and a contact number. He was suddenly fuming, yelling about how he didn't want us to know his name and that we could steal his identity. I assured him that we don't sell any data to a third party. It's a tiny business. But then he went on a rant about how our POS system was on the internet and could therefore be hacked. I was trying not to laugh at this and grabbed my manager. My manager expertly calmed down the situation, booked in the repair, and our phone tech replaced the screen. Story over? Nah. Guy comes back to pick up his phone, and I'm on the front desk again. He says we've lied to him and wants to talk to the manager again. Turns out, He's been spending the whole last hour finding and reading throughout terms of service on a different phone, maybe his secret burner spy. There's a section in there that refers to the customer data, meaning, of course, files and such from a device, and a bit where it says such info must not be kept past the time of the active job and can be deleted on request of the customer, or something along those lines. Him. Look, see? It says here that you're not allowed to keep my information. We explain that the rule is actually referring to, and state once again that if he wants a warranty, we need to keep his data on the system. Him. Okay, I don't want a warranty. Delete all my info. So we complied. There's no record of him on our system. No record of the repair. Every record him scrubbed clean, which means if anything goes wrong with his phone, not our problem. We never did the repair. The hilarious thing though, through this whole ordeal, we had his phone with his password. Lots more identity compromising data on there than a name and phone number. But who cares about some crazy guy's data? Not us, and not Russian hackers, I can assure you. Possibly the police, though. Oh shit. What did you find on that phone? I am curious. It sounds like, hang on, I'm gonna scroll down here and see if there's any juicy deets. No juicy deets. Okay. Let's see what this okay, I presume that the comment, possibly the police though, was not an allusion to anything illegal on the device. If so, then the coppers should have been contacted immediately and all work stopped. I suspect though, as this was not included in the story, would have made an interesting tale explaining his caginess, there was no such material. So this guy's Harry WWC is calling him on it, thinking that he's just maybe putting that last line in there as some clickbait or something. Are you sure that's your hard drive? Posted by user Cyan Wolfo. A bit of a shorter one that definitely belongs here. I do PC repairs and refurbish/resell off-lease machines, in addition to cell phone/tablet sales/repair for a living. Had a woman come into my store a couple years back who seemed to know what she was talking about. She informed me that her HDD was failing and starting to make the amazing click noise we all know and absolutely love. Sarcasm. She asks if we do data recovery, and I let her know we do. And I ask her if she can bring her hard drive in sometime to diagnose. She says she can and that she'll be in the next day. I totally forget by the next day because my brain is amazing like that, and she suddenly shows up asking to start a data recovery job. I let her know my techs are free right then and there, and we can start immediately. She's excited and agrees to my base diagnostic fee. Most repairs I offer are no fix, no fee, but these are time consuming, so I charge a base of $35 to cover my tech's time. I ask her for the drive, and she goes out to her car to grab her bag containing the drive. A few moments go by as I'm helping another customer in line before she comes back in, producing a small bag when she gets to my tech bar. I start her account in my system, getting her basic contact details before I open the bag to get the drive serial number for her ticket. But I find the complete power supply unit of her tower inside instead. I ask her where the drive is, and she says, "That's the drive, right? The box inside of the box?" This same woman, just the day before, actually sounded like she was about 2 levels above a user. Well, today, she was just... wow. She left to get the drive, but never returned. Apparently, the drive was too hard to find, even though I told her she can bring the whole tower in if she has issues removing it. Just another day in the life of me. I love dealing with the public. I wish this was a rare occurrence, but in my last job, there was a lot of people that sounded like they knew what they were talking about, but you quickly realize they did not. They had no fucking clue. And they were cocky as shit about it too. "Ma'am, please check your SIM card." Click. Posted by user Cyan Wolfo. Oh, Cyan Wolfo, two firsts. Okay, let's get into it. Not sure if this should go here or Tales from Retail, but this story is from back in the iPhone 5 days. For some reason, SIM cards have always been an enigma for some customers. This lady calls my store and complains that she's having issues with her phone not getting signal. She's quite agitated, and understandably so, if she's not getting the service she paid for. So I run through a few basic troubleshooting steps to start figuring out the issue. I ask her to restart the phone and all that good jazz, and check her account to make sure everything is fine there and that she's not actually past due. Actually common to get people who haven't paid their bill for 2 to 3 months get cut and then complain that they aren't getting service. Like, what? Her account is fine, so I ask her to go into field tests to give me an accurate signal strength. Everything is fine, and then she says something about her SIM card having storage issues or something along those lines. Customers tend to call SD cards SIMs and vice versa, while SIMs only hold your account information now and aren't used for storage. I inform her, as she has an iPhone, that there's no removable storage and that the SIM is only there for accessing the network. She then got another call and we got disconnected. She calls back 5 minutes or so later from the phone saying it's working, but that something about her SIM is popping up on the screen and she doesn't think she has one. I tell her if she's using the phone, there has to be a SIM in the device. She asks where it is and I tell her that it's in the SIM tray on the side. I hear her shuffling her phone and say, "Oh yeah, I see it." Click. She removed it while on the phone with me, which disconnected our call, and in the process, she dropped the SIM and couldn't find it. Just when it all gets good, she then has to come to my store to get a replacement SIM and ask to speak to my manager. I inform her that I'm the owner, and I ask what the issue is. She says it's my fault that she was without a phone because apparently I remotely stole her SIM or something. Can't remember what the exact insanity she was trying to pull was now, but basically I comped her a replacement SIM, but that wasn't good enough for her. She finally got that. That's all I could do for her, being it was beyond my, as well as Red vs. Trademark's control, and no one else anywhere would be giving her compensation, and left. Never saw her again, but that was quite an interesting day. Luckily, she didn't go full Karen, but she was about a 55% on the Karen scale, trademark. Holy shit. Another voter, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. These people are voting. Oh my god. Like, you can't remotely steal a SIM card unless you're a fucking magician. Alright, my dudes, this is the last story for today, and this one is called Your Information is Already Out There. Posted by user BrosJD. Filling out an intake for a screen repair on a relatively new phone. Me. Alright, looks like we're almost done here. If I could just get the number for this phone. Customer. Why would you need that? Me. For testing the call functionality of your phone and for filing the information for your repair for warranty purposes. Customer. Sorry, I'm just not really comfortable with handing out my phone number. Me. Rolling eyes internally. That's fine, I suppose. We'll find a way to work around that. I ended up just using their phone to call the store, so I saw their phone number anyway. It honestly astounds me how unaware most people are of how much of their information is already out there and readily available. And making me and my fellow technicians' lives more difficult isn't going to prevent much at all. It's true, we're techies, man. We have ways of finding information that your tiny little brains couldn't even conceive. If we really wanted to steal your information, we could, if we wanted to. I guess I shouldn't be feeding the paranoid people out there, but trust me, if we wanted to get your information, we have ways, just like this guy just proved, so... Oh my god, so much naivety, it's so funny. All right, my dudes, that's all the stories I have for you today. I hope you liked it as much as I did. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps me out. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it to be notified when I have future videos just like this, so you never miss one. And as always, the links to these stories will be in the description, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love by giving their stories some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And while you're in the enchanted land of Reddit, head on over to r/RedditFairy and submit your story there, cause you never know, my dudes. It might just show up in the next video. See you guys in the next one.